We got a Wednesday night here on the Big AM 1380, the Big AM 1380.com. Time for another edition of the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. Mike Zweifel back with you, and for the first time, I get to say good evening and welcome to Coach Dibble. Coach, appreciate you taking the time, and I'm glad you decided to stick with it here despite changing of the guard on the hosting of the show. But no, it's nice to finally meet you and have you on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you to kind of get a little reference here for myself. First-time introductions, Mike Zweifel, Joe Dibble, head coach of Janesville Jets. How long have you been here with the Jets program?
This is my third season with the Jets.
Okay, give us a little background. Where'd you come previously, and where other stops have you had on the coaching trail before?
Yep, originally from Minnesota. Grew up there, played all my youth hockey, high school hockey in the state of Minnesota. So I actually got injured at the age of 18 and never played again, the sport, but got into coaching at a young age, at the age of 20, over there in Minnesota. And then I left Minnesota and went to Springfield, Illinois, and took over the Junior Blues out of the North American Hockey League, which everybody here in Janesville are very familiar with. I believe the 3 years I was in Springfield, we played the Jets 36 times, I believe, in 3 years.
Wow.
And it's still continued. It's died down numbers wise with the games with Springfield, unfortunately for me. But was there for 3, and now I'm in year 3 with the Jets here.
Did you have an oh my moment, or one of those moments when you had that injury and you said, I want to get into coaching? And when was that moment, and was it that injury that kind of led you to coaching?
You know what? I'll be honest, when I got hurt, it was coming back to the game was probably one of the last things that ever crossed my mind. And I was in Colorado when I lived out there for a year, and that's when I got into it, was out there, just the youth hockey organizations and the Colorado Eagles program out there, and started helping out with youth hockey. And then when I moved back to Minnesota, I got right back into coaching with the junior team that I actually played for when I was in high school before and after. So I got my feet wet there, started scouting the first year, and got into the coaching the second year, and it's never looked back since. And from the injury's sake, it was just a coach that told me one day that said, hey, you know what, it's at some point in your life, you're going to regret walking away from the game, and you always have so much more to give back. And that's kind of stuck with me ever since. So here I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Third year now with the Jets. When you were in Springfield for all those years, did you ever picture or imagine yourself coaching a team that wasn't with Springfield or coaching against them?
Yeah, you know what, in this line, as a coach, it's one of those deals where we always say to ourselves, moving up the ladder, it's every 3-4 years. You don't want to find yourself in the same spot when you're trying to climb the ladder. And once you get to the level you like the North American League Tier 2, a lot of coaches in this level they'll stay put. They can stay put for 5 years, 10 years. Some leave in a year, some leave in 2 years. So for me, it was knowing, was Springfield the last spot I was going to be? Probably not. For me, I wanted to be a little bit closer to the environment that I grew up in Minnesota, and which when the opportunity in Janesville arose, it was between Janesville, Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. It was a no-brainer for me. So
no, we appreciate you sticking here out as well here for 3 years. Hopefully, we get you for a lot longer time here, Coach. Coach Dibble here on the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. Let's talk a little bit about your club this season. Talk about the progression from the start of camp to where you guys are now. Do you feel like you guys are hitting your stride yet, or are you still on your way?
Oh, no, I would say, you know what, there's still more that our team has to offer at the beginning of the season. From the showcase, as we call it, in September, I think we went 2-2 there. So coming out of there, it's where most teams in our league look at things and go, okay, what do we need to build? What pieces do we need to find for that puzzle? And for us, I think we're 28-9-1 right now on the season. So I would say there's a few areas we need to tighten up still in our game that we can be better at. But I would say as a staff, an organization, we're pretty happy with where we're at right now.
Well, 28-9-1, Coach, you better be pretty happy with that. There's not much better you can do in terms of wins and losses wise, but there's always things I'm sure you're nitpicking at, just trying to keep the guys focused. Hey, if we want to get to the ultimate goal, which I'm sure you guys have one at the end of the season when it gets to be that time, Coach. But how do you keep the guys focused and keep them level-headed, saying, yes, we're playing good. We may have won last night. Maybe you win handedly in that game, but how do you keep them focusing? Hey, there's a bigger goal at the end of the tunnel that we want to reach.
It's been something we've been cramming into their heads all year. It's whatever's happened in the past, whether we've won them all or lost them all or whatever our record is, it's nothing that is going to help us, tomorrow playing our next opponent. It gives us that confidence and that swag, but at the end of the day, everybody watches film on every team. Monday through Thursday, just every team we play, they're doing the same thing we are as a staff, and we're trying to, find ways to beat teams and things that they do and where their downfalls are and things like that. So for us, it's been keeping the fun in it, letting the kids go home at times when we have breaks, but just keeping a good atmosphere has been our number one thing. It's making sure the guys are having fun, because when they're having fun, they don't put a lot of thought into standings and things like that. It's just one day at a time.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about how the practices are set up for you guys. I mean, it's a younger league in the Janesville Jets, not like the AHL where they're older guys, and they're kind of on the cuffs of making the professional jump to like the Blackhawks or the Minnesota Wild, Coach. But talk about the practices. Do you find yourself doing a lot more competition to keep practices more engaging, especially when you may be on a week layoff or so without a game, or a long layoff between games 2 and 3 of a stretch? How do you kind of balance that scheduling of practice?
Yeah, for us, we always have one day in the week. It's usually Tuesday. We call our small area, battle day, where we'll let the guys, draft their own teams, and we make it a competition every Tuesday. And, the losing team will have to take the winning team's skates off after practice, or, the winners throw their sticks and helmets all over the ice after practice. So just keeping those fun, competitive games in it for us is what's worked this year. It's, the way the week goes is going to be the same. It's Thursday is going to be your special teams and your walkthrough, and Wednesday is going to be going through your systems. And for us, Tuesday is kind of our fun day that the guys really look forward to it. But we battle and we compete, and it's probably the hardest we skate all week, Monday through Thursday. And a lot of it's just because I don't want to take their teammates' skates off at the end.
I've been around some hockey locker rooms. That can be pretty stinky at times, Coach. You definitely don't want to lose that day. Do you ever guys do coaches versus players in some sort of drills? Do you guys get engaged that way? You
know what? Sometimes we do. Actually, today we did. We played against the guys in a little game, and unfortunately we lost. But we do it. But it's usually on Tuesdays or Mondays when we go out for skill days and things like that. But no, we try to jump in and have fun every once in a while.
Now, at this point of the season, I mean, you're about 40 games into this slate, Coach, and is it more kind of the special team stuff? Is it more fundamental stuff, or are you working on some things that maybe you haven't taught your kids or have brought up to the point of the season where maybe other teams haven't seen? What's this point of the practice scene like this season? Yeah, no, I mean, for us, we're implementing new systems as far as, I shouldn't say systems, but on our special teams, things that we're starting to work right now. Obviously, the film that we watch with our special teams, we have one of the top, I think, 5 or 6 power plays in the league, where teams have to pay a lot of attention to that because it's something that's brought a lot of success to our team this year. So right now we know going into the playoffs everybody's going to expect our power play to stay the same, but we're gonna throw some new looks at them, and that's something we'll work on. But we won't use it in games until around playoff time. He's Coach Dibble, head coach of the Janesville Jets, joining us here on the Janesville Jets Coaches Show each and every Wednesday night that we carry it. Coach Dibble joins us. We'll have one of his players coming up here in just a little bit. We'll talk about the special guest here in a little bit. I'll have you give us a little background on him and maybe some nuggets that we can grill him with here in the second portion of the program. But give us a background here, and maybe for listeners for the first time joining us here on the Sports Hour program that are catching the Coaches Show for the first time. Janesville Jets, give us a little background on the league that you guys play in and the age and where these kids are at that are the players of your roster. It's the North American Hockey League. It's a Tier 2 league. So in the U.S., there's 3 tiered leagues in juniors, which you have the USHL, the United States Hockey League, is Tier 1. They're the only Tier 1 league in the country. Then you have the North American League, which is us, which is Tier 2. We're the only Tier 2 team in the country. So our guys are the age of 16 to 20. They're from all over. We have 2 kids from Sweden, Finland, and then all over the U.S., and they're trying to obtain Division I scholarships. Okay, so these are guys, excuse you, Coach. Thank you. They're out of high school, on their verge from high school to college. Is that the deal? Yep. Nope. Most of them are out of high school. Okay. This year we have 5 players on our team that are still in high school. Okay. Out of those 5, 3 of them go to Craig High School, and then 2 take online classes. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Now, I had a chance this past March to call games up in Green Bay at the Ice Arena for I believe it was the Tier 1. Yep. The 16, 17, 18-year-olds. How does that compare to Tier 2 then? You know what? They're same concept. Okay. They're only allowed 4 20-year-olds on their team, so they have age caps on their birth years, where we don't in our league. So same. I mean, we have kids on our team right now. We have 23 kids in our roster.
and I'd say 13 of them came from that league, the USHL. They might start there because we're able to trade just like pro sports.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So, we'll trade kids to the USHL. It's just kind of how it works. If a kid's good enough and he's being recruited by the USHL, they can't just come take him. There'd have to be a team trade between both organizations.
How often would that happen?
Happens a lot, I would say. On a weekly basis, just in our league, there's probably, depending on the point in the season, but there's anywhere from 2 to 5 trades a week at times, depending on during the year. Midpoint of the season, you don't see a ton because everybody's just kind of getting into their groove. But our trade deadline for our league is the 15th of next month. So in the next couple weeks, it'll start to heat up big time for the teams that are trying to make those push into the playoffs or push for a championship. Now,
I'm assuming you're just trading players for players. You're not trading draft pick, I'm sure of, and you're not trading peanuts or sunflower seeds, Coach, either. What is it pretty much 1-for-1 type of deals?
You know what, there is, but actually we do have a draft in our league. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and then we have what they call tenders. So every team is given 7 tenders in November. So you're allowed to sign 7 players that no other team in your league can touch or draft.
Okay.
And once those you can trade those tenders however you want. The draft, same thing. You trade draft picks or body for body or a player for cash or things in the future. We've made trades this year of a player here wasn't getting the amount of ice time he needed to develop. We'll put him in a different situation where he's getting more ice time, and if we don't need a body back right now, we might just require an asset for a year, 2 years down the road.
Interesting. Now, what's this? Do you guys have a salary cap? This is all new to me. Salary cap?
No salary cap. The players aren't paid. So how it works is when our 23 guys, they all live in billet families because none of them are from Janesville, and they pay a stipend each month. And then the Janesville Jets cover all the cost of travel, equipment, everything like that.
Interesting.
So, but no, they're definitely not paid. They're amateur sports trying to achieve Division I scholarships.
Awesome. Now, I know it's big, Division I scholarship. Everybody wants to get one, go one, whether play for the Badgers, play for Minnesota, Boston U, whatever the case may be. What is it that you can do to kind of enhance their play? In terms of trying to get out there and get other coaches to maybe take a look at a guy to get a scholarship.
Yeah, our job, we have to work just as hard as they do, just in a little different style. For us, we want to have a different team every year. If we could move every one of our players on every season, we would. And it's one of those things for us. It's as coaches, we have to pound the phones and send emails and video clips and even face-to-face meetings. So we do whatever we possibly can to help and put them in front of as many scouts as we can.
Interesting. It's a big thing to obviously the kids want to get there, but I'm sure it looks real well on your resume as well, saying, hey, last year I sent 6 guys to Division I.
Exactly. And ultimately for us, we want to win a championship, and that's our plan here in Janesville. But if we could move every one of our kids on to a higher level of hockey or get them a Division I scholarship or be a part of that, I think, for me, I would take that road any day of the week to help these players and families. And ultimately, our biggest thing is we're going to do things the right way here by the players, and the hardware is going to come.
How frustrating is that at times from one year to the next? Is there a big question of unknown what your team is going to look like because you lose so many players?
Oh, yeah, because the USHL, the Tier 1 league, they draft our players as well in the summertime. So at times it almost feels like we're developing our players for a different junior league, but ultimately that's the best junior league in the country and in the world. And for us to potentially hold a player back, it's something we would never do.
Coach Joe Dibble here on the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. Let's talk about what's coming up here. Then we'll talk about our special guests here in a little bit. What's coming up this weekend for you guys, and what's coming up in the next couple of weeks?
For us, we've got the second place team in the division, in our division, the North Division. The Sioux Eagles are coming to Janesville this weekend, so it's a little bit of a rivalry for us, game wise. So we've got a 16-point lead on them right now. So we want to try to make sure we extend that and hopefully have a 20-point lead after the weekend for our next team in our division. So then after that, I think we have one more home series, and then we're on the road, I want to say, for about 5 weeks. So it's a couple home stands that we're definitely going to hold on to tight. And obviously for us, we know the fans in town. It's the last 2 weeks they get to see us for quite some time. So we're going to do whatever we can that first Friday night to make sure we can have a abundance of fans for the next 3 games.
Absolutely. Talk about a big lead in terms of the standings, Coach. Does that make it easier or almost harder to get the guys ready to go?
You know what? I think it depends on the type of team you have. For us, we don't care. We're going to play the way we play, and no matter what the circumstances are. But I think it all depends on the type of leadership you have in the locker room. And for us, we've got a great group of leaders. So they've been able to help us as coaches keep the atmosphere and the environment right in the locker room. So.
All right, Coach. Give us a few things though. Second place team coming in. What are going to be some of the key factors on the ice between the pipes you guys need to do?
You know what? It's going to be a physical weekend. I think. Last time we played them, we had some good opportunities, especially in our special teams, that we were able to put up some goals both Friday and Saturday night. And anytime a team, I think we're 4-0 in our last 4 against them. So anytime that happens, they're going to come in with a lot of fight. So we know they're going to, the drop of the puck, they're going to throw everything they can at us, and we're going to bring it right back at them. We're going to play a smash small style of hockey this weekend, and we know our offense is going to be there, and we know our goaltending is going to be there. And ultimately for us, it's a rivalry that hopefully we can make even bigger after the weekend.
Well, we're looking at it. Looks like we got some promotions coming out this weekend, Coach. Saturday is the Bundle Up Project. Also on Friday night, going back a day here, the first one, a flat screen Friday, cupcake giveaway, birthday night, discount day, a whole bunch of stuff coming out there for the Jets fans. Talk a little bit more about what's coming up in terms of this weekend.
Yeah, you know what? As far as the fans, the atmosphere at the rink, Natalie Tobey for us has done a great job in bringing a whole new environment to the fans and making it more of an experience. So, I mean, not only do you get to watch a hockey game on Friday night, but to potentially leave with a flat screen TV and whatever other giveaways she has, surprise giveaways as we call them, for the fans. I just feel that, since I've been here and even coming here, for 6 years playing against the Jets, my first 3 years, the atmosphere here for an average fan that's going to come in, it's a lot more entertaining. The entertainment value, I think, from just the hockey side of things to everything that we offer now, it's a lot more family friendly, and it's a lot more, you get more bang for your buck, and that's the biggest thing. We understand there's going to be, new fans coming to our games that in our rink, it's cold at times. So, to have all those extra activities and free giveaways for the fans and everything like that, I just think it keeps the crowd into it and it keeps them coming.
Absolutely. Last one here for you, Coach. Mitch Fossier coming up here next.
Yeah, Fossier.
I'm sorry. Fossier.
He gets a lot of them. Don't worry.
Okay, Fossier. Give us a few tidbits. Give us a couple of things that maybe we could grill him on here. What's some fun facts here?
Ooh, he's allergic to about everything.
Really?
You know what? He has some food allergies that he's a difficult one to deal with on the road at times. But phenomenal kid. I mean, character, human being wise, you couldn't ask for much better than a kid like Mitch Fossier. But he's one of those guys that it's tough. He's a goofy little guy. He's from Atlanta. So it's surprising that he's in the sport of hockey, I guess. I can't even think of much. He plays the guitar. He wants to be a musician, but luckily he's a better hockey player than a guitar player. You know what? I can't really think of much else. He's one of those goofy guys. You'll notice quick when he gets in here.
Alrighty, looking forward to it, Coach. Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Looking forward to continuing this on throughout the Jets season, and best of luck this coming weekend.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
That's Coach Joe Dibble joining us here on the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. We'll take a break, and our special guest is coming up right here on the Big AM. Back on part 2 of the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. Coach, he's out the door. Now we can really have some fun here. Second portion of the Coaches Show here on the Sports Hour and the Big AM 1380. Mike Sweeple back with you. Also online, the Big AM 1380.com. Mitch Fossier joining us here on the program. And Mitch, thanks so much for stopping by and joining us here tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll have you throw that microphone a little bit closer for you there next time, so the other folks can hear you out there too. But talk about the season. How's it gone thus far? How have you been enjoying your time here in Janesville with the Jets?
It's been great so far. We got a really good group of guys and great winning team. I mean, we have a great shot at going all the way this year, so it's been really fun. Yeah.
At 28 wins already, 9 losses, and 1 tie in there as well, Mitch. I mean, what was your expectations coming in here with the Jets this season?
I heard that it was going to be a good team, but I didn't really know how good of a team it was going to be. So, I mean, yeah, it's been incredible so far. And I mean, like I said, I mean, all the guys are just really, really close group of guys too. I mean, we're all great buddies, so it's been fun.
I mean, you guys, you maybe expected to be a good team, maybe you expected to contend for a division or maybe a chance to do something special. Did you think you guys would be off to this good of a start, this deep into the season?
No, I mean, I couldn't have predicted it. I mean, I didn't really know what was going to happen. I mean, we didn't have the greatest start. We were kind of average for our first 10 games, and then we kind of took off. So,
all right. Well, you mentioned a great group of guys. How many of these guys have you played with before? Different leagues, different teams. How many of these guys did you know beforehand?
I actually played with one of them. Brandon Schultz was on my team a few years ago, and then Zach Yoder's from Atlanta, and played against a few of them, but just because of the different birth years, not all of them, and then some are from Minnesota, which never really play against them. So, I mean, I don't know. I've probably played with or against 5 or 6 of them.
Okay, give us a little background on your story. Where you said you come from Atlanta. Where have you taken your hockey travels to? What sorts of leagues have you played in to this point?
For most of my youth hockey, I played for Thunder AAA Hockey, which is a team out of like the Southeast region. Just pulled players from a few different states. So and then we'd play in the Tier 1 Elite League. So played most of my youth hockey living from Atlanta.
Okay, so kid in Atlanta coming up. Basketball, baseball, football, big, but hockey doesn't normally get too cold down there in Atlanta. How did you kind of grow into the game of hockey? How did that become in love for you?
My dad actually played at Yale, so
okay, and
played a little minor pro. So kind of born into it. He loved the game. He threw me in it early, and I loved it. So just I don't know. I've been playing it since I was pretty young, so love it.
Yale, that's a pretty big school to go to.
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about you thus far this season. I mean, you some of your numbers here this year, just looking at them, 26 points, 6 goals, 20 assists. But help me out with this number, a plus minus of 24. What exactly does that mean?
That means when you are on the ice for a goal that is even strength, which means you're not on a power play or a penalty kill, you get a plus. And if you are out when the opposing team scores, then you get a minus. So.
Okay. What is your role on this hockey team?
I definitely say I'm an offensive producer on this team. I'm expected to be. However, also play on the penalty kill, and so I mean, coach puts me out there, and I guess really all situations. So I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I'll just do whatever it takes to win. So.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. Mitch Fossier joining us here on the Janesville Jets Coaches Show. We're going to have a little bit of fun here in just a little bit, talk about some random thoughts here, but recently committed to the University of Maine, Division I scholarship. Congratulations to that. Where were you, and when did you hear about the D1 offer and the acceptance there?
I started talking to Maine at the beginning of last season, and then one of the coaches of Maine actually used to do some stuff with Thunder, so he had seen me, and then he told their head coach Red Gendron to go watch me out at national camp, and then went on a visit, and they offered, and it was a pretty perfect place. So yeah, I committed, and I'm excited to go there.
So when will you officially go to the university? As soon as the season's done, or what's the plan?
The plan as of now is for me to play another year of juniors next year, and then go. But it's never really set in stone. It's something that can change just depending on how things go.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Atlanta kid playing Janesville Jets, then going out to the University of Maine. That's awesome. All right, Mitch. Coach was on here just before you came in. Gave us a couple of things I should ask you on. First thing is, said you're allergic to just about everything. Is there anything you can eat? What exactly are you allergic to?
I'm allergic to dairy, and then my body doesn't really process sugar well, so I try to stay away from those two things.
So you're in here, the heart of dairy country.
Yeah,
you can't even have milk or ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Living in the cheese state.
All right. So what does an everyday lunch, breakfast occur for you?
Breakfast, a lot of eggs and some toast, and then lunch, a lot of brown rice and chicken.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a favorite cuisine? I mean, do you like seafood? You're going to be up there in Maine. You're going to have a lot of it there for an option.
To tell you the truth, I really don't.
Okay.
Seafood's about the one thing I don't like. I mean, pretty much like all food. Besides that, I can't really have a lot of it. So I don't know.
All right. Well, Coach also made a nice comment about your fashion attire here today. Does Coach get on you for a lot of stuff like that?
He's always on to us about something. So that was the first I heard of that, but who knows?
You get on him for his style, or is this just one of those random occurrences?
No, it's a one-way road.
Okay.
Just take it.
Just take it and walk away with a smile on your face.
Exactly.
You said you love the guitar. You want to be a musician someday.
Yeah, I play a lot of music when I'm not playing hockey. I'm pretty much doing something with music. Love to play, record, produce, all of that stuff. So that's definitely my other passion for sure.
How long have you been playing with the guitar? And can you, you got any big songs that you can perform on that for us?
Oh, I've been playing the guitar since I was probably 8 years old, I think. And do I have any big songs I can perform? Not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now. No.
Still a work in progress.
Still, yeah, exactly.
All righty. Just curious out there. You also said you're kind of a jokester on road trips. Anything you can share about that?
I was unaware of this. I didn't know I was such a jokester.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I like to go with the flow, have a good time. Don't take anything too seriously. So
what's a good road trip story that you can share on the air with us? Keep it clean here.
Oh shoot, that's
any good midnight pranks on some of the other teammates?
Trying to think. I mean, nothing really comes to mind right now. I mean, on the road trip, sometimes we like to when we're out to eat.